Well, hello, Flosstube friends. How are you today? My name is Rainey. This is Saturday, June 4th, and we are going to have our May update video and like June plans. So, does that sound good? I hope so. If not, I guess you don't have to watch this video. May was a very, very busy month for me. And somewhere in there, I decided that it would be uh, good to do like a bi-monthly Flosstube update and try filming every 2 weeks. So I filmed 2 weeks ago. So it feels like I both uh, just filmed and also simultaneously feels like I have a lot to show you, but then feeling like I already showed it to you. So I feel like I'm going to just stick to monthly Flosstube updates in the future. I don't think that every 2 weeks is going to work for me. I need to like simplify my life and not make it busier because like throwing that in the middle of an already busy month was just silly. So, so if I show you things that I already showed you, and you're like, I've seen this already, Rainy, please forgive me. I will get back into the swing of things, hopefully. But yeah, I don't really think that I have anything else to update you on other than it is finally feeling like summer in Pennsylvania. I was at the chiropractor earlier this morning and there was just like not a cloud in the sky. The skies were lovely blue. It was like mild temperatures, which that in itself is amazing because we go anywhere from like being in the 50s to being in the 90s last month. So to start out the month like being in the mid 70s is like perfection. And I know it's the beginning of summer, so it's just gonna get worse. So I'm just trying to like embrace the cool temperatures for now because I know it's not gonna last. In fact, I am hoping that my neighbor who I share a wall with is going to be leaving for work so that I can go and read out on my back deck. Because inevitably, if I go out on my back deck, she will go out on her back deck and she will talk to me, and I will not get any reading done. And I'm not mean enough to be like, lady, I'm trying to read, go away. So when I came home from the chiropractor, she was in her car, but it was off and she wasn't like going anywhere. So, and the car is still there. So I'm assuming she went inside the house, which is sad. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get out on my deck this afternoon and do a little reading. But anyway, let's just get right to the cross stitching, shall we? I don't have any finishes. I don't think. No, I do not have any finishes this month. But I do have a lot of whips and I have made progress on a bunch of whips. Mostly in May were my full coverages that I have had on the go for like months now or years. I don't know. No years because I'm fairly new to this cross stitch game. So the one that I had the longest I have since restarted. So I'm not sure if I can call it my longest whip anymore because I restarted it completely. So let's start with that one. If you remember in my last video, I told you that I was going to be restarting Mini Night Cafe by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I think I already had in my last video. So there's not much progress on this. Whoop, sorry. But I have a little bit of progress. And if I can find it, I will try to find like the screenshot from my last video and put it in somewhere. Maybe you can see the difference. But I have done a lot of filling in of this little circly bit, which I think is like a light from a lamp post or something. And let's see, I have my stitch counts up on here. In the month of May, I put in 1,281 stitches on this little beauty here. So, and I did kind of mark it out. I don't know if you can actually see it, but the pattern will go over to here. Oh yeah, you can see my little dots. I did not grid. I'm not a gridder, but I did grid sort of, like I made these dots clear to the end because I wanted to make sure that I had enough fabric, and I do. I didn't really center at all, but that's fine. So yeah, I am only about 3% complete on that, but that's still, to me, for a month, that's great progress on this, because when I decided to restart the project, I was at 8% on my other one, and that was like months in the making. So being that I'm already 3% on this fabric is fantastic to me. Oh, and I should say, this is 22, what's happening? 22 counts. Well, hard anger, I guess, is what it would be technically called. It's just really stiff fabric from Michaels, and the package actually says that it's 22 count Aida, but I was informed that 22 count is not Aida, it is hard anger. So I'm going to start calling it hard anger. But yeah, and I'm just using the called for DMC because, like, I'm not going to put all this work into, or put all this money into a Haid with specialty flosses. I would not recommend that because it's already pricey to do these Haids in DMC. So I wouldn't go specialty threads. I don't know. Maybe some people do specialty threads on Haids. I don't know of any, but more power to you if you can do that. So let's see what's next. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so the next whip that I have is Jane Eyre. I think it's called Jane Eyre, A Portrait by Mrs. Pagodi Art on Etsy. And I will post the picture of what it will look like here. And my only problem with these patterns is that they are not Pattern Keeper compliant or compatible. So I can get them in there, but it doesn't work very well. The pages are kind of all mixed up, and there's like spacing issues where I don't know. It's like it's a big thing. So I tried to make it work for a while, and I just finally got frustrated. I'm like, just gonna use the paper pattern. I'm just not gonna know exactly how many stitches. And I was like physically counting the stitches for a while, and that is just like, ain't nobody got time for that. So we are just going to just have fun with this. So this is where I am on Jane Eyre, and I have finished the first page, which I think I already had finished the first page on my last video, but I am on the second page. I wanted to get the second page done by the end of May, but I did not. I just didn't take the time with it that I needed to, because I was really obsessed with my next whip. So I didn't take the time with it, but I really would like to. I would like to get, the way the pattern works is there's one full page that I'm on now, and then there's like a little, not even a half page next to it. So I want to get the whole first row done. And I have way too much fabric for this, I'm pretty sure. I did not center it well. I'm not good at that. But yeah, it's not going to be like super huge, which is good. So I should I should get this done faster than I'm getting it done. So maybe we'll try to make this a focus project soon. Oh, I should say, I'm bad at this. This is just done on 14 count Ada from Michaels. I think it's just from Michaels. Maybe not. I might have gotten it from 123 Stitch. I actually don't remember. But it's just 14 count. I am not a big 14 count Ada fan anymore. I like the smaller count fabrics, like 18 is like my sweet spot for like normal stitching. And then but I also like 16 count, but 14 is just a little too big for me now. But my Alice in Wonderland piece was done on 14 and they're going to be hanging beside each other. So I needed to do 14 count on that one. But this one actually is not, doesn't seem like the coverage is too bad. And I have been told that once I wash it, it'll plump up a little bit and you won't see as much of the fabric behind it. So, and actually I think that's true because I did wash Alice and she seems a little bit more, the coverage seems better now. So, so yeah, I'll talk about this in my June plans, but I'm actually working on this today. And then my last full coverage whip that I worked on in May was Mini Winning Putt by Heaven and Earth Designs. I bought this as a gift for my dad for his retirement in April. And I just bought all the supplies and told him that I was going to work on it for him. And my goal is to have it done by his birthday next year, which is in May. So I have well, when I started it, he retired in the middle of April and I started it the day he retired. So if I get it done by his birthday in May, I had a little over a year since I started it to get this finished. And it is a mini, so it's feasible. But I have to actually like consistently work on it. So here is where I am as of today. I put in, let's see, what did I say? I put in 4,264 stitches in the month of May, and I am now 9% complete, which is amazing to me. That is a lot of stitching for 9% done. So like, there's still so much more. But the one thing I'm realizing, all this up here was very simple to do because it was not a lot of confetti, and there's still more sky to do. So to get more stitches in, I should just continue on with the sky. But I sort of wanted to start getting into the picture down here, and this is very confetti heavy down here. But I have started to get into where the hotel or like the lodge is going to be. This I think is like the roof of the lodge here, and then this is the point of the building. So I'm really excited about that, but it is like a ton of confetti. So I had kind of calculated it out to finish it by my dad's birthday. I did like a countdown calendar on my phone. To finish it by my dad's birthday, I originally would have had to do 223 stitches per day. But there has been a few days that I have not worked on it at all. So I haven't recalculated it, but I would have to obviously do more than that now to get it done. And with all that confetti, I just do not even get anywhere close to that most days if I work on this, like at least during the week. So I might be adjusting my June plans to try to get more stitched in this in June. And as you can see, whew, man, my arm. As you can see, I started diagonal, and I do like that, but I wanted to try to get like a full page completed completed. So I started going off the diagonal to try to actually finish a full page on that. So I haven't actually gotten there yet, but and I actually think that I might just do a little bit more cross country with like just finishing a thread, because I have a few parked threads, but I definitely get overwhelmed if there's too many parked threads. So I kind of get to a point where I'm like, oh, I need to get all these in there, and then I just like do whatever's around it. And so I think I will just kind of start doing that. I'm sort of like toying with a form of Sarah from the Stitching Mommy, her typewriter method, where I'm kind of like taking from the top of wherever like the next stitch is and like filling it in wherever, but I'm not going like completely across. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not doing it 100% the way she does it. But and I also have realized I have been putting my threads on floss drops as I go. With when I get to like a new color that I haven't used yet, I'll put it on floss drops. That is starting to get a little bit daunting. So I think I'm just going to take the threads I have left to put on the floss drops and just do it. And that might actually be a today project, to just get all the remaining ones. There's not that many left. So I think I'll just get them all, put on the floss drops, put in the floss away bags, and just be done with it. And that way I can, just when I get to this, like a new confetti color, just pull it out, do it, put it away, and not have to deal with like cutting all the floss and putting it on the rings, writing the floss number down and all that stuff. So, because that kind of like deflates me a little bit when I have to stop my progress to do that. So I might just do that today, and then like tomorrow maybe I can get some more stitching done on it. So, but yeah, I am really, really pleased with my progress on this so far. So actually, that is all that I worked on in May. I basically, oh no, that's not true. I did do a new start. I was going to say that all I worked on in May were my full coverages, but I did have a sneaky new start that is now going into a June whip. So hold on, let me get that one for you. I started and have almost completed the broad-billed hummingbird from the Bird Crush Club that Lindy Stitches created in the year of 2022. And this was, I believe this was March's bird. I'm pretty sure. Yes. So I have just really, my original June plans were going to be to get caught up on all of my Bird Crush Club birds. However, other things have happened since I thought about that, and I have just decided, no, they're going to go into my rotation, and we're just going to work on them in order, and we'll get them done when we get them done. But I really was pushing to get this hummingbird done, and I have almost everything done. I just have some of his flowery bits in the top. So I really like him. He's so cute. I actually bought some of those flexible hoops that Shiloh at X Stitch MD talks about. And I really don't like them for actually, stitching on, because they are just so, to me, and maybe I just have no idea what's going on or how to do it, but I cannot get them into those hoops. And maybe it's because I use Eyre and not like linen that would be thinner and floppier. But oh my gosh, it is so hard. But I bought a set of them thinking that, okay, like once I have a completed one, I can just put them in to to the hoops and just leave them there. It's not like I'm stitching on it where I'd have to move it around. It would be like for finishing. So I bought these ones off Amazon that said they were 5 inches around. Well, because I'm doing this on 18 count Aida, and I'm doing all of them on 18 count Aida, so they all should be relatively the same size. So I measured, and I think these were like 5 inches wide for the most part, if I wanted them to be like right at the edge of the stitching. So I bought these 5 inch flexible hoop thingies. They were not 5 inches. There no way. I'm thinking that maybe like from outside to outside it might have been 5 inches, but I don't remember seeing those dimensions on the website, so they had to go back. So now I'm trying to figure out if I did something wrong. I'll have to look at my orders, but or if I need to go with a 6-inch hoop for finishing this. But yeah, my idea is hoops. Because I mean, the hoops that she's using the frames that she's using are beautiful, but they're a little bit outside my price range for what I want to do for finishing 12 birds. So I'm just going to do hoop finishes, I think, and then maybe hang them in a cluster somewhere. So, but yeah, so cute. So that was my one non-full coverage new start for May. So now let's talk about, well, it is now June 4th. So rather than talk about June plans, let's just talk about what I have been doing so far in June. First of all, I will show you my knitting that I started right at the tail end of May and will be going through August, I believe. I also enjoy knitting, and I have not knit for a really long time because I have been obsessed with cross stitch. I shouldn't say that, because I did make some baby sweaters for friends, just here and there. So I have been knitting, but it's not been like my full focus. But the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay, she is the Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube, Instagram, and she has the crazysockladyco.com is her now online shop, and she does summer sock camp every year. And I have not knit socks in quite a while, since probably the end of last year. I was doing one Christmas sock with my friend Sarah, and I got the one Christmas sock done, and I have yet to do the second Christmas sock. So maybe I'll actually get it done by this Christmas. I decided that I wanted to participate in summer sock camp, and I wanted to be in the 9-inch circular needle cabin. She has different cabins for the different techniques that you use to make socks. So there's DPNs, which are double pointed needles, which I think are like the devil. And then there's magic loop, which is what I normally use. And then there's 9-inch circulars. I had never used 9-inch circulars before. So I actually bought 2 9-inch circulars in the sock size, which is like a US size 1 for me. And I started a cuff down sock in this really pretty yarn from Forbidden Fiber Co. It is the Midsummer Night's Dream colorway from her Shakespeare collection that she had a few years ago. Not a few years ago, last year, I guess. And it had been sitting in my stash, and I hadn't used it for anything. I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to use it for socks, because those just go on your feet. But my goodness, these are going to be like the comfiest slipper socks ever in life. And even in the summertime, my feet get cold in the air conditioning. So I am fully expecting to wear these in midsummer, at least in my house. So these are going to be so pretty. So some things that are new about how I am doing these is I've never used 9-inch circulars before, which a lot of people don't like them. I really have found that I do like them so far. My hands are small, so it doesn't bother me as much. I think a lot of people with bigger hands have seem to have more trouble with them. But for me, they're not uncomfortable at all. Like I'm really enjoying them. So, and also I normally do socks toe up and not cuff down. So this is a new one for me too. So far it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. We'll see how it goes when I get to the foot and the toe. Um, the other thing that I'm still slightly concerned about is I have tried many, many times to do a heel flap and gusset. And so far I have not been able to wrap my mind around that. And I've just done the fish lips kiss heel, and which is fine, but I really want to at least figure out the heel flap and gusset. So I'm hoping that with the 9-inch circulars that maybe that will go a little smoother. And plus Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady has a tutorial on how to knit socks on 9-inch circulars, and she uses the heel flap and gusset. So I'm a very visual learner, so if somebody shows me how to do something, I am more likely to get it than if I just have to read it in a pattern. So I need to just I need to work on these. I think if my parents talked about possibly going out on their boat tomorrow, so I may take one of these socks and work on it on the boat. Maybe. We'll see. I'm a little concerned about taking nice yarn out on the boat, just in case wetness happens, but we'll see. So yeah, that is my knitting whip that I started for June. So also for June, I decided that I was going to try to work on more things because I have, for me, a lot of whips, which I think in reality is probably less than 10. But for me, that's a lot because I think in my heart of hearts, I want to be a monogamous stitcher. And I could be a monogamous stitcher if I hadn't found Flosstube and hadn't gotten friends that were like, let's do a sal together. Let's do all these things. And I'm like, oh yes, please, because I am a joiner and I like to do all the things that everybody else is doing. So my ultimate goal is to possibly touch and maybe finish at least one thing, but definitely touch all of my projects this month. So how I am doing that is I have an app on my phone, which Sweetwater Stitches also talked about in her most recent live video. She talked about Spin the Wheel, and that is an app that I also have, and it's for iPhone. I don't know if that one is available on Android, but I have I think there's also like Tiny Decisions, and there's just all kinds of like wheel spinning apps. I'm sure you can find something. But I have put all of my non-full coverage whips on one wheel, and then I have put my 3 full coverage whips on another wheel. Now, I'm going to try to like do every couple of days to spin the wheel for a new project. I think for my full coverage ones, that might not work for me. I think that at this point I have kind of gotten, the first day was Night Cafe, the second day was Winning Putt, the third day today or the third spin, if I had done a spin, would have been Jane Eyre. So I think I'm just going to keep it in that rotation with those whips and work on them for like 2 or 3 days out of every week, with possibly Winning Putt, still trying to get stitches on that one every day, but definitely like rotating through Night Cafe and Jane Eyre because those don't really have a deadline, even though like Neither does my dad's piece, but I would like to have it done in a year. Um, so anyway, so then my other one is the one where I have more whips. So that one is the one that is going to get spun every couple of days, and I will just rotate my projects around and hopefully get a fair number of stitches on all of my projects, and maybe get some of the smaller ones actually done. That's the goal. So I'll show you what I have worked on so far from my wheel spinning. My first spin was ended up being Happy Slothmas from the Tiny Modernist. It is with, let me see if I have my iPad right here. It is from the pattern pack Santa and Friends. And there is a cute llama in there. There is the sloth, and then there is a Santa Claus. And then there's like a couple of other little small ornaments, which are really cute. So I'll probably do those too eventually. But I got Happy Slothmas, or Merry Slothmas. And this is how far I got. So I'm not going to go back and try to find like where I was whenever I first started this. This was one of the projects that won for March Stitchy Madness by the Steel City Stitchers. Blah blah blah. So I had just basically had his body outlined and a couple of these leaves. So really, in the first 2 days of June, I only got his face kind of a little bit more filled in and a little bit more of the body. I don't even think that, I think this leaf was already in there too. So I didn't really get too far on him, but he'll go back into the stitching wheel rotation. So that hopefully, this one I feel like if I diligently worked on it, I could get it done. I am not using any of the called for threads. I am just pulling from Stash and finding DMC that that looks close to what the picture looks like. So this green is actually I forget what it's called. the Bird Crush Club, I think it's Weeks Dye Works maybe. Their thread packs that Lindy Stitches sends out. I had some extra green from the Stellar's J that was January's bird. So I used that for the leaves, but other than that, it's just DMC. So yeah, so far I think he's cute, but I need to get more work on him. So then for the second 2 days in June, I did not spin the wheel because I wanted to, and actually, I spun for the last 2 days of May, I just realized. And then for the first 2 days of June, I decided not to spin the wheel because I wanted to start participating in the Jane Austen 2022 SAL that is hosted by Annie B's Folk Art on YouTube and Instagram. And I was informed about their channel from my friend Kim Goldman from The Contented Stitcher, and she was talking about how they were going to do a Jane Austen SAL. And I have a pattern that I have been working on for too long now from my friend Tanya at the Sampler Girl. And it is called Jane Austen and the One Who Got Away. I'll put a picture of what she has it stitched on. And I, again, with this one, am just using whatever I have in Stash for this piece. So this is where I am so far. And sorry, I didn't iron this one because I had it in a different spot and I kind of forgot about it until right before I filmed. I was like, oh, I gotta talk about my Jane Austen. So this is where I got to, and I am using a piece of This is also 18 count Ada by XJU Design, and I forget what the color is, but I think I got this from Fire Poppies, and I think I wanted to use it for something else, but the color was not quite right. So I thought that this would look very cute on that fabric. And so it's not going to look like super antique or anything, but I'm okay with that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I'm done. I might make it into a pillow. I don't know, but this, oh, that's another thing, and I should have brought it over, and I didn't, but I also have some threads from Forbidden Fiber Co. because I decided I wanted to try out their cross stitch floss, and I think both this one and oh, maybe no, I don't think this one. I'm going to use the other one for the words, but I think I have Copper Penny for the words, and then this is Forever in Blue Jeans, I believe, from her Neil Diamond collection. So that's where I am so far on that after the first 2 days of June. And I will again pull her out because the sale goes the whole month of June. So I want to get a lot done on her. Oh, I have the paper copy here. So there you go. That's what it should look like. This is what it is currently looking like for me. So, and then last but not least, so far in June, I have the Wheel Spun Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches, and this is what it will look like eventually. And I am actually using the called for fabric as far as the colorway. I believe so anyway. It is Picture This Plus. I have the little tag thing, which is a miracle that I even still have this tag. That is Picture This Plus in vellum, and it is 18 count Ada. So I think most of the time Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, she does not chart her things on Ada. She uses linen, but I can usually find those colorways or something very close to it on 123 Stitch in Ada. So I was able to, this one and Earthen for one of my other Lindy Stitches patterns, I was able to find in the colorway that she recommended for those patterns in Ada. So that was nice. But here is where I am after, well, a day and a half, I'd say, of stitching. I am going to continue doing this after I film today and try to get that leaf completed. But it's so big. Like, I didn't think it was going to be this big, but I love it. I mean, I'm not complaining about it being that big, but yeah, I'm very excited about it. I love that. I love that color of blue. So, yes. So I got this pattern. I started it in November of last year for like an anniversary of something that happened to me that was not great. And and then I heard Stephanie talk about this pattern on one of her Flosstubes, and she was talking about how she had never really done a lot of patterns for single people, and so she decided she would do this one as like kind of a, you may be perpetually single, but there's nothing wrong with you kind of a thing. So I went and bought that immediately and started it on the anniversary of that thing. So yeah, I would potentially like to get it done by the anniversary of that thing this year. So I have till November. We'll see. It's not going quickly so far, so I don't know. But okay, that is all of the whips that I have for the last few weeks. And now I just have a teeny tiny little bit of haul and couple of the things I've ordered, but I don't have like physical things yet. So one of those things is I bought another Hade. I have no plans to start it anytime soon, but I bought Mini Birds and Blooms by Heaven and Earth Designs. I forget who the artist is. Oh, I have my iPad right here. I can look. Let's see. I saw it here. Let's see. It is, artwork is by Amy Stewart. I have heard Suki from the Brown Eyed Stitcher, I believe, talk a lot about Amy Stewart. So I think that was who talks about how much she likes her. So this one is really pretty, and my mom loves flowers and birds. So I thought, since I'm doing a project for my dad, I would do one for my mom. So I have only bought the pattern. I just wanted to get the mini version of it in case like it ever went away. I wanted to make sure I had it. But I still have to get get some fabric and like the floss pack. But that's gonna be, if I get it all at the same time, it's gonna be a little pricey. So I think I'm just gonna wait a little while, at least until I feel like I've gotten some other things done and I can safely start another project. My mom's birthday is in October, so I think I will try to at least have it started before that, maybe. We'll see. Or maybe I'll just do the same thing as I did for my dad and like wrap up the supplies and start it in October. We'll see. But yeah, I really love it. It's going to be a long, skinny piece. So in my mind, I have a spot in her house where I think it would look nice, but but she might think otherwise. And then let's see, what else did I get? Oh, the next thing, if you don't want to be spoiled for the Bird Crush Club for June, skip ahead like 2 minutes. I'm just going to show it real quick. I got, and I'm not even going to take it out of the package, but this is the Western Meadowlark. We got that today. I lied, I'm going to take it out of the package so you can see what the, don't bend. Okay, this is what the pattern is going to look like. Yay! I think it's really cute. And then what else came in the package? And then this is the, it's Threadworks. I said Weeks Dye Works earlier. It's Threadworks. This is the brand of floss we get every month. So it's just a very nice neutral. I like it. And then, because this is like the halfway point of Bird Crush Club, I'm assuming this is why we got a few little extras. Stephanie sent us a little extra thingy in our packages, and I think this is really funny. I don't know when I'm going to stitch this, but I think this is a funny pattern. And this is one that I think she has said on her Flosstubes that like she thought it was really funny, but it didn't necessarily connect well with her customers. So, but I think it's hilarious. We'll see when I get, definitely it's a good Halloween stitch. So at some point when I get back to doing some Halloween stitching, I will do this. I think that one would be funny to do. The other thing that I recently ordered, but I think it's actually coming in today, but I always have my stuff shipped to my parents' house because they have more of a secure location to get packages. And I haven't been over there today. So I ordered one of those magnifier headband thingies with a little light because I figured I can see the holes for my Hades, but in low light, it's just a little bit more of a strain than I probably need to be doing. So I'm going to attempt to use a magnifier. We'll see, because I have tried using reading glasses um, to kind of magnify things, and it kind of makes me sick. So I'm not sure if this is going to work out, but we're going to try it. I mean, it's easy to return things with Amazon, so if they don't work out, oh well. So, but yeah. So I think that is all my haul. Not a whole heck of a lot. Um, I I just plan on keeping spinning the wheel and hopefully touching all of my projects. Um, Today's project, I think I said, is going to be Jane Eyre and Beautiful Things. I have one more day on. Today is the second day for those two projects, and then I will be switching it up. But I think I did say I was going to change it up for next week. So I think, as far as my full coverage, I am going to start making my weekends purely for winning putt, because I just really am like determined to get that done. And I feel like I really just need to like work on that one. So I just need to do it. So, and when I'm not working on it and I'm working on other things, I just keep thinking about like, oh, I need to be putting stitches into winning putt. So after I get all the floss drops organized for that project, I'll do that on tonight probably. And then, but I do have to spin the wheel for my smaller project for tomorrow and Monday. So yeah, fun times. But I guess I will go. Oh, the one thing I did want to ask is, does anybody know of a good project bag for like taking a Haid around? Because most of the project bags that I've seen and the few that I have are like smaller, like they're not wide, like wide bottoms or anything. One of them that my friend Mandy made for me, hers was like loose, and it's not like super structured, so it does work well for taking the Haid around, but it's still a little bit tight because there's so much floss in a Haid, that I kind of have to like cram everything in there. And partly it's just because I'm using floss away bags and stuff, and it's just all going to be unorganized anyway. But I was thinking about getting like a knitting bag, that would have like a wider bottom that I could maybe just throw everything into. So that might be my only option. But if anybody has a seller that they know of that sells project bags for Haids, let me know, because I would be interested in looking into that. Since apparently now that's my thing. And I stitch them on hoops now and just kind of take them wherever I go. So, which is maybe silly, but it's what I do. Or else I'd never get any work done on them. So, all right, friends, this video is getting long, so I am going to go. I hope everybody is having a good start to June and that the weather is starting to be nice where you live. All right, friends, I will talk to you at the end of the month. Okay, bye.